Hello guys, welcome back to another video today, and today we'll be reviewing the Legacy Blitzwing. Now, I'll talk a bit about the toy hunt that I said I was gonna make. I did go out to some stores and did look for new stuff, but I didn't find anything interesting. All I found was just new core class Legacy figures. That's all I could find. Still looking for the Fallen and the Wave 2 and Wave 3 Legacy figures, the deluxe classes. But today's video is about Blitzwing. So we'll take a look at Blitzwing. So here's Blitzwing. I got this about almost 2 months ago. So here's his sword. Now Blitzwing is a very controversial figure among the Transformer community because he is the size of a Voyager, like Optimus, a little smaller than a Voyager, and he is priced as a leader class figure. So here's the leader class figure and compared to Grimlock. And then here he is compared to a leader class, but that's Galvatron. Galvatron's bigger and feels a lot heavier than him. So here's Blitzwing. So he is very controversial, especially because he's a leader class and Grimlock just towers over him. But what do I think about Blitzwing? I think he's cool. They did good on Blitzwing. I mean, they could have added some other stuff, but I think for a leader, he's worth the leader price point. But there are some issues I have with him, so we'll get into them. So here, one is his sword. His sword is bendable. You can bend it. I wish it wasn't bent because mine's kind of bent like that. But it is rubber. The handle's plastic, but the blade is rubber. And then he did come with 2 guns. So here's his guns. He actually has 2 of them. They're exactly the same thing. And he does come with these 2 giant hands. They can peg onto him, but they don't really hold well. You gotta flip in his hand. I thought they could go onto his hands, but they can't because the way his arm's designed. So you flip it in like this, and then there's a peg right there. You peg it onto his arm like this, and then that's how he looks. There he is. I don't know. For me, I don't really use these giant hands just because they don't really work, and they're not based off the show or anything. So I don't really use his hands. Oh no, I dropped one. But back to Blitzwing. But here's Blitzwing. He has little wings. His fingers, his hands aren't posable like Prime's. Like, see how Prime's hands can move? They can bend. That's how Blitzwing should be, in my opinion. That's how it should have been, but it's not. It's just molded like that. So here's Blitzwing. His wings, his back wings are kind of just flap around. But here's Blitzwing. He can bend his leg all the way up like that, about 90 degrees. He can bend them all the way back. No, he can't, because this thing right here, it won't let him bend his leg back. He can bend his knee a little above 90 degrees. His leg can go all the way out to the side, and then that's what his leg can do. He has ankle articulation, and his toes can bend down, all the way down actually. And his arms, if you flip this panel up, his arm does go up like that. And his arm can bend a little over 90 degrees. He has wrist articulation, and that's what he can do. His head can look up. He actually can look up. He can look a little bit down, but he can look up. So that's his articulation. So that's how Blitzwing is in his robot mode. And his weapons right there. And he does come with a lot of stuff though, so here's all his stuff that he comes with. I personally like to have him with a sword in his hand and a gun in the other, and sometimes he has trouble standing. So there's Blitzwing. We'll go into some size comparisons. So here he is next to Seed Soundwave. You see how they look? They look pretty cool together. And then here he is with Siege Starscream. And just for sizing persons, here he is with Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream. He is bigger than most of the Voyagers. And then he is with Galvatron again, but Galvatron's much bigger. And then here he is with Optimus. Optimus is taller, but just a little bit. And then here he is with Grimlock, but Grimlock is a leader class too, but Grimlock's much bigger, as you can see. So that's how he looks. And that's all for the robot mode. There is no weapon storage. I mean, you can put his sword in his back, like this, but I don't do that. For G1 accuracy, if you really want him to look like G1, you can flip the tank turret around like this, because that's how he looked in the show. So that's all for the robot mode. Now into transformation.